It's good all day, fam. So we're gonna get to it real quick. I'm not gonna be on here too long, but I want to keep the consistency going. We're gonna do it all day, no days off. So straight to it. So let's see. The Cardinals, they have informed Kyler Murray that they are releasing him. And I'm gonna read this article real quick. Let's see. The expectation has become reality in Arizona. The Kyler Murray era is over. The Cardinals have informed Murray they are releasing him at the start of the new league year. NFL Network insider Ian reported Tuesday. Report added that Murray is due 36.8 million in guarantee for 2026, which means he'll likely play the upcoming season with a new team for the veteran minimum, similar to Russell Wilson joining the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2024 following his release from Denver Broncos. Murray delivered a message to Cardinals fans via social media regarding the news. To everyone that supported me and showed kindness to my family and I during my time in Arizona. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. The former number one overall pick wrote, I wanted nothing more than to be one to end the 70-year drought for this organization. I am sorry that failed us. I wish this community and my brothers nothing but the best. I am no stranger to adversity. I am prepared for whatever next. Whatever's next. I trust in God and my work ethic. I truly believe my best ball is in front of me, and I look forward to proving it. Godspeed. And then Murray's release can become official on March 11th and is a parting that could be seen from as early as the end of the 2024 season, a point at which the sentiment in Arizona seemed to shift toward requiring Murray to prove he was still worth the lucrative deal he signed in 2022. The quarterback fell short of that mark in 2025, struggling to generate consistent production, especially once running back James Conner was lost to a season ending injury after just 3 games. Murray dealt with injuries of his own in 2025, leading to his replacement with veteran backup Jacoby Brissett, who found more success under center than Murray when Arizona chose to proceed with Brissett over Murray. Using Murray's foot injury as an explanation, it felt like a soft benching of Murray, who landed on injury reserve in early November and did not return due to the the ailment. The first overall pick of the 2019 draft, Murray and earned Offensive Rookie of the Year, made 2 Pro Bowls, and during the 2021 season led the Cardinals to a wild card appearance under former coach Cliff Kingsbury. Since then, Arizona has struggled mightily, firing coach Jonathan Gannon in January after going 15-36 in 3 seasons in the desert. So signs of an impending split became clear at the NFL scouting combine in Indianapolis last week when Cardinals general manager Monty Ossenfort told reporters, all options are on the table for us. Regarding the quarterback position, a statement that was far from a commitment to Murray in his lucrative contract. Now is clear Ossenfort believes it's in the Cardinals' best interest to shed Murray's contract and his $19.5 million salary that would have been fully guaranteed on the 5th day of the upcoming new league year, except the dead cap hit of $54.7 million for 2026 and close the book on Murray's chapter before proceeding into their next hopeful era. Murray, meanwhile, would generate interest on the open market from teams seeking experienced starters. The fact he'll cost them only the veteran minimum makes him that much more attractive. Yeah, it does. It definitely does. All right, let's see. But I'm going to play this real quick. Yeah, I mean, while this video is loading up, I'm going to show this video, but I think, I mean, it was obvious that the Cardinals was going to move on from Murray soon. Murray has been very underwhelming ever since he's been with the Cardinals. He's had some flash plays here and there, but he, I mean, he can't even get Marvin Harrison Jr. up to Marvin Harrison Jr. is looking like a bust right now. And you got to ask the question: is it because of Kyler Murray, or is it because Marvin Harrison Jr. just hasn't been developed into the league yet? And when they had Jacoby Brissett in, Marvin Harrison Jr. did look pretty solid. But let's see, play this real quick. I thought this was an interesting take from all day. I mean, from Nightcap. Let's see.
are reportedly expected to intend to bring another quarterback in to compete with JJ, either to raise his level of play or to take the job outright. When we bring Kyler Murray in there, he's probably going to take the job outright.
Yeah,
but anyway, Ocho, is Kyler Murray still a franchise quarterback?
Absolutely. He's a franchise quarterback in the right situation. And I think about what certain teams need. I think Kyler Murray to the Vikings, I don't like that move. I like Kirk Cousins going back to the Vikings instead, being a pocket passer based on the talents that they have around him. You think about Kyler Murray and Trey McBride, right? When Kyler Murray was quarterback, you look at the difference in when Brissett came in as a quarterback. You see how McBride's number changed?
Yes.
You see how the offensive play calling changed based on having a pocket passer and not having someone.
So I see what Ocho's talking about. Talking about Kirk Cousins going to the Vikings instead of Kyler Murray. I have seen enough of Kyler Murray, but I've also seen more than enough of Kirk Cousins. I don't want to see no more Kirk Cousins playing football. We already know what Kirk Cousins is about. You've already seen him with the Vikings. I don't want to see him go back to the Vikings for what? Nothing is going to happen when he goes back to the Vikings, but Jetta get a bunch of stats. That's it. The Vikings are not going to do anything with Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins has already shown you that he is not that guy. He has shown you that he's not going to get you over the hump. He's not going to get the Vikings to no NFC Championship or any of that. The Vikings got rid of the guy who obviously could have got them over that hump, which was Sam Darnold, and they're never going to get Sam Darnold ever back again. And the Vikings needs to start doing is, I mean, Kyler Murray is still young. I mean, Kyler Murray has more of a ceiling than Kirk Cousins does. We still can, even though Kyler Curry, he had the coach that could really help him blossom into the league, and with Cliff Kingsbury when they fired him. But Kyler Murray, you can't argue that he's just super immature. And the reason why he has not developed into a league quarterback is because he has been super immature. I mean, when you got to put into this guy's contract that he needs to watch tape, that just shows you how immature and uncommitted Kyler Murray is. Now, with that being said, I said this last night that I shouldn't. Most of the time, when guys are not that committed and they're not that obsessed with the game, they're not going to become committed. They're not going to be that obsessed with the game. So, if I was a GM, I wouldn't. If I was a GM of the Vikings, I wouldn't sign Kyler Murray, but I definitely wouldn't bring Kirk Cousins back either. They both are terrible options. So, I disagree with Ocho on that, but it's whatever. It seems like he's a fan of just Jay Jetta getting a bunch of stat padding up, but I think Jay Jetta wants to win more than he just pile up on stats. So, yeah, but that's my perspective on that.
Who's a good quarterback in the right situation, like Kyler Murray, who always has to be sprinted out, whether left or whether right. So it changes everything. I like Kyler Murray with the Jets. I like him better with the Jets because I think in that environment and what they have going on, I think he'd be better suited with AG. But in the Vikings, it wouldn't make sense. It would make sense because now you're going to have the receivers pissed and angry again, and you're going back into one situation where they're not getting the productivity that they would want.
It's hard, and I've said this, and it's hard playing with a guy that runs the football because, Ocho, I'm running the comeback, and the crowd's screaming. I'm like, what the hell are they screaming for? And he over there. Like, what the hell? I run a square out and like, hold on, wait a damn minute. It's hard to play with a guy like you said, and you play with drop back quarterbacks, and I play with drop back quarterbacks to know that okay, back foot hit, the ball's coming out.
Yeah, on time. On time.
Yes, I understand that. 3 step, 5 step, 7 step. Mm-hmm. Now, most guys, they don't take 7 steps anymore because very few teams have their guy up under center. Right. Guys are taking fewer and fewer snaps, even though Ben Johnson and his group still put the guy up under center. But for the most part, we've seen Stafford is up under center a lot too. Mm-hmm. Kyle Shanahan still has his guys, but for the most part, they've gotten just as pure up under center guys are taking shotgun snaps at an all-time high. With that being said, I mean, how this man get a super duper contract 3 years ago, Ocho, and here we are to release.
Yeah, I mean,
But Ocho, I ain't trade because I already know you want to release him. I ain't giving you market value for him. I'm not. Because guess what? I can get him and pay him what I want to say and not have to pick up that contract. I know you got to get rid of him, Ocho. I know you got to.
Yeah, most definitely.
So why when I know you got to get off something, when I come in, hey, I'm gonna let you put the estate sale. I'm gonna let you put it on your yard, put it in your yard, and I come look at it. But I'm not finna make you an offer on it.
Yeah,
I know you got to get rid of it.
I mean, he's probably going to get released. Obviously, there are going to be suitors. I just think offensively, from an offensive standpoint, you look at what Kirk Cousins did when he's with the Minnesota Vikings. And you look at what Sam Darnold did when he was with the Minnesota Vikings. You know, offensively, the production that the receivers had. Then you look at Kyler Murray when he had Trey McBride. The numbers weren't the same. Then all of a sudden, Jacoby Brissett is a quarterback.
So this thing. Also, the question was: is he a franchise? Is Kyler Murray a franchise quarterback? I mean, no, not right now. He can be, but he wasn't a franchise quarterback in the very beginning. So I don't agree with Ocho on that one either. Ocho just automatically just like yes. I think the question is it's the wrong question. The question should be, can Kyler Murray be a franchise quarterback? Just because he was drafted in the first pick, and I think he was the first overall pick. I know we all know he was drafted in the first round, but I don't know if it was the first pick or not. I can't remember. But anyway, just because let's just say Kyler Murray was the first pick overall pick. Okay, let's just say that. Just because a quarterback is drafted as a first overall pick does not automatically make him a franchise quarterback. Not in my book. What makes you a franchise quarterback is what you do on the field, how you play. And Kyler Murray has never played like a franchise quarterback. Never. Now, does he have franchise quarterback traits? Yeah. He has elite athleticism. He is probably one of the most athletic players in the entire NFL, probably one of the most athletic people in the entire world. But the fact of the matter is that football ain't working out for him. And he has not shown that. He has not shown that he can translate into the NFL at all. He's never shown it. He has, and really all the great plays that he has was him running the ball on open schemes and everything, you know, or getting defensive backs when the back turn or outrunning linebackers and stuff. But outside of that, I have not really seen Kyler Murray making miraculous throws. I never seen it. And so the question is a terrible question. It should be, like I said, it should be, can he be a franchise quarterback? And the answer is maybe. But is he one? No. So he's going to have to go to, like I was talking about Anthony Richardson, he's going to have to go to QBU, quarterback university. He's going to have to look at one of those teams where a coach can really, really coach him up. That's his only shot. And even with that being said, that still doesn't mean that he can end up being a franchise quarterback, because it's going to have to determine on him. It's going to be on him. It's going to have to be like, how obsessed is Kyler Murray? How much does he really want it? And I don't get that vibe that Kyler Murray really cares. Like, just like I was talking about Anthony Richardson, I don't really get that vibe that Anthony Richardson really cares. I don't really get it. They're both extremely young. They can change, but I think it's very unlikely for players to just automatically just turn the switch on and just be like, oh, I want it. You know, I'm dog thirsty to be a great player, to be a great quarterback. It's rather you have it or you don't. That's in my perspective. I hope I'm wrong. Like, I would like to see Kyler Murray and Anthony Richardson just revolutionize their career like Sam Darnold and Geno Smith, you know, or Geno Smith for the time being, because Geno Smith, he's terrible now. He's trash. And really, when Geno Smith was, all those years Geno Smith was playing well, it wasn't fooling me. I was just like, yo, Geno Smith was just a great game manager. I remember I got into a huge argument with this guy. He was talking about how great Geno Smith was, and I was just like, bro, I don't see it. I don't see how everybody else sees. I just think he's just a great game manager. I just think he just kind of evolved his game to him being a really great game manager. That's it. And it showed when everything was pressed on him for him to really, when he had more responsibility, when he was with the Raiders, it showed how trash Geno Smith was. So, but obviously Kyler Murray and Anthony Richardson, they have better traits than Geno Smith does, and especially Kyler Murray. But I was like, so Kyler Murray going to the Vikings probably isn't a bad idea because of the coach there, Kevin O'Connell. Kyler Murray going to maybe the Colts wouldn't be a bad idea. Kyler Murray going to the Chiefs, backing up Patrick Mahomes under Andy Reid. I don't think it's a bad idea. Maybe Kyler Murray going to the Chargers. You know, I don't think really think that's corporate QBU, but him learning under Justin Herbert, him learning under Mike McDaniel's offense, maybe that can help him out. I don't know. I'm just thinking, but pure QBU, I would say, the Vikings, the Colts, the Chiefs, and I would say the Raiders because you got Tom Brady there. But evidently that didn't work out for Geno Smith. So, but I feel like if Tom Brady really wanted to mold a quarterback, he probably could if he wanted to. That's after the Raiders. I think that's why a lot of people think Mendoza is the obvious automatic pick for the Raiders. So, but definitely, something like the Vikings, the Chiefs, the Colts, stuff like something like that.
And now Trey McBride goes crazy.
Yes.
So now that gives you a better understanding. Kyler Murray needs to be in the right situation, not a team that's where you have that type of talent where you're throwing volume. You're throwing volume passes. Yeah. I think somewhere like the Jets where it's somewhat balanced. You have Garrett Wilson. Brees is coming back, right?
Yeah, they say. It's being reported that they're gonna put the franchise tag on it if they can't get a deal done, a long-term deal.
Okay. Yeah, I think over there would be dope. It'd be the right situation for Kyler Murray. I think Jets fans, of course, knowing them, they'll probably say no. And it is what it is.
And they got AD Mitchell. Remember they traded for AD Mitchell?
Hey, that's right. I like AD.
Yeah. How we gonna view JJ? Because this is gonna be his third year. He didn't play his first year. He got nicked, dinged, and missed a couple of games last year. How soon before we like, okay, Ocho, I don't know.
I don't know. It ain't really too soon. They're not gonna be too soon because obviously the patience is growing thin. The players offensively and those that are seniority they're gonna go frustrated. They're gonna get angry. Now Jettis was able to hold it together last year. How much longer do you think he's going to be able to hold it together? Even though he's a team player. He's a team player. But obviously, there are frustrations that go on when, as a team collectively, you're struggling because the most important position is not playing well. And not only is he not playing well, when he's available, he's not playing well. He's always hurt. So, something's going to happen.
You know what happens? Because he look around, he's like, damn, Chase had another 120 catch season. Damn, Hookah, JSN, this one, that one.
Yeah.
And I know what I had when I had my quarterbacks. Nobody had the first 2, 3, 4, 5 years like I had.
Yeah.
Now I feel like I'm running in mud.
This is the new Dell AI PC.
Yeah, but anyway, this is a very interesting free agency because there's a lot of guys that's getting released or probably going to get traded. This is one of the most interesting free agencies that I have seen in a very long time. And this is one of the most underwhelming drafts that I have seen in a long time. So this entire offseason is going to be very, very, very interesting. But with the draft being very underwhelming, this is the fastest draft that we have ever had. I think more players has ran 4.3s than any players coming out of college ever. We talked about this last night. So it's going to be very interesting to see how those guys transition into the NFL. It's going to be very, very interesting. So, yeah, but I said earlier I wasn't going to be on here too long. So that's all I got right now. I'll be back tomorrow night. As long as I'm staying on this consistently every single night, that's the goal. No days off. So, yeah, as long as I'm that, I don't have to be on here like too long. But eventually, even with me being on here every night, I would want to be on here, you know, at least an hour. But hey, if y'all want more, you know where to find me. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and we're gonna be back very soon, all day. Deuces.